Our time of need is every second of every day, because apart from Christ, we can do nothing. We can't breathe, we can't think, we can't function, we can't do anything apart from Him. So our time of need is moment by moment, every single day. Hey Grace family, and welcome back to our midweek check-in for this week. So I want to start off looking back at last Sunday and just want to say thank you, Wayne, for sharing the word with us last week. I wanted to share a little bit of my own thoughts and kind of response to that, some of the things I've been thinking about and applying that to my own life. You know, Wayne talked about the idea that God draws us to Himself, and he looked at that from a salvation perspective, and that God makes the first move and then kind of makes that open, obviously, to us, to the world. But I also wanted to kind of apply that to my own life and more of just a day-to-day thing, or maybe a sanctification realm, however you want to label it. And so I found myself in Hebrews chapter 4 and wanted to read a couple of verses out of there to just explain a little bit of what God's been stirring up in me in response to Wayne's message Sunday. So this is Hebrews 4, and it's 14 through 16. It says, "Since then we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God. Let us hold fast our confession. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin." And then this is the verse I'm going to lock in on. It's verse 16. It says, "Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need." And so there's kind of four key phrases in there, and I don't want to dive too deep into them, but just to kind of skim over the surface of them. Verse 16 says that we can draw near in confidence. And that's just in response to what Wayne shared. We can approach God with confidence because Jesus made that step and came to us and opened up a way for us to connect with Him. But then it labels it as the throne of grace. And just kind of thinking about that throne is kind of that, I don't know, it's just that king mindset, that kingdom mindset. It's very royal, but it's labeled a throne of grace. You know, oftentimes we see throughout Scripture that Jesus is at the right hand of the Father, and Jesus is right there. So it's not just God being some distant, far above us. It's a God who is present and with us, and Jesus is the proof of that. And then we see it labeled as the throne of grace. So it's something that's very intimate and very personal and very available to us. The next thing is that we can approach it with confidence, and it's the throne of grace, but then to receive mercy and grace. And, you know, you think of kind of the stereotypical definitions that grace is a gift that we get that we don't deserve, and then mercy is not getting what we do deserve. And so just this whole idea in our relationship with God, we are given so much from Him, or He's holding back punishment that was meant for us, and He placed that on Jesus. And because He placed it on Jesus, it ties us back to the top, that we can just approach Him with confidence and His throne with confidence. And then it ends that we can find grace to help in time of need. And I was reading through that, when it was in time of need, it wasn't the mindset of just going about my life normal, but when trouble happens, okay, this is a time of need, I need to turn to God. It's our time of need is every second of every day, because apart from Christ, we can do nothing. We can't breathe, we can't think, we can't function, we can't do anything apart from Him. So our time of need is moment by moment, every single day. And that's kind of where I've been challenged. Again, looking back at what Wayne said, that God makes that first move, He draws us to Him, but then we can respond to Him. We can depend on Him. We can receive His grace. We can accept His presence. We can accept His guidance. And all of those things kind of sync together in the day by day, the moment by moment. And so that's just what I want to encourage you in this week, to not make the God drawing to us a big salvation picture and, you know, check that box and move on. But it's a literal dependence on Him, moment by moment, going to His throne in confidence because Jesus has made that available, and then depending on that grace in every single moment, because every single moment is a time of need. So there's a couple of things to chew on and think through and hopefully apply to your own life. looking ahead to this next Sunday, so you'll see behind me is the speak and the invite. We are finishing up our series of Speak Gospel Truth into Their Lives. And so this Sunday, I'm actually going to be partnering with Helmut Welk as we'll be sharing not only speaking gospel truth, but then how to present your testimony to declare gospel truth. And so he'll be talking about it in one aspect, I'll be talking about it in another, and we're really hoping that you'll be able to walk away with some practical tools as to how you can speak gospel truth, but to do it in light of your own story and what God's done in your life. So we can look forward to that. One section of scripture that I am going to be reading is Mark chapter 5, and it's verse 19. So it's when Jesus just heals the man from the demon, and he tells them in verse 19, he says, "Go home to your friends and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." So that's one little thing I'm going to be looking at as we look at sharing our testimonies and living in light of that verse. So a lot of things to think about. Know that we are here with you, we're praying over you, and we are excited to continue following and learning from Jesus together. So you enjoy the rest of your week, and I look forward to seeing you here Sunday at 9 a.m.